Today in Gaza City, a new horror was being revealed. Still smouldering, the rubble of a building that had housed dozens from the same family. Hospital staff initially said 15 had died, many more said to be trapped, as hard as they tried, with minimal equipment, to search for them. They found a woman's remains. Now they're searching for her mother. Those left behind, a father and his daughters, can only watch on in deepening, hollow-eyed grief.
My mother, my sister, my nieces, all of them are here. My daughter's in the hospital. I don't know if she's dead or alive.
I was watering the plants and my sister was inside the house. They found her in small pieces, and my mother, they still can't find her. What did they do to deserve this?
Outside, rescuers said children had been waiting in the street for the start of classes at an improvised school. This man says the children were all killed. They're all pieces. We just recovered them. From Gaza's far north, images that we can't independently verify, purporting to show men forced from Kamal Adwan hospital, under siege and under repeated attack for weeks now. The Israeli military confirming its soldiers had gone in an operation against what it called a Hamas terrorist stronghold. The hospital had been one of 3 still functioning in the north of Gaza, an area being systematically cleared by the Israeli military. Earlier this week, the hospital director, Dr. Hussam Abu Safia, posted this image of an Israeli quadcopter dropping explosives nearby. He said strikes on the area had killed 50 people. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry saying it had lost touch with some members of the medical team and that Israeli troops had set fire to a number of hospital departments. The Israeli military said it had got a fire in one building under control. Also today, the impact of Israel's broadening campaign against the Houthis in Yemen becoming clearer. Israeli jets yesterday targeted the international airport at Sana'a, as well as port and energy infrastructure. 6 people were killed, a UN worker at the airport seriously injured.
The airport of Sana'a is a civilian infrastructure. It is the location whereby all of the international humanitarian aid workers who work in the north of the country come in and leave by. So if that airport is disabled, it will paralyze the humanitarian operations.
Israel says it's just the start of action designed to stop long-range Houthi missile fire. The military said a missile aimed at Israel's main airport was intercepted last night.
Well, earlier I spoke to Margaret Harris from the World Health Organization, and I began by asking her how concerned she was about the Israeli military operation inside Kamal Adwan Hospital in Gaza.
Oh, we've been concerned for weeks and months. Kamal Adwan has been under intense attack for a very long time, and they've had limited supplies. They've had a lack of power generation. Whenever we've been trying to mount missions to get there, they've often been denied.
Well, we're hearing reports today from the Gaza Health Ministry that says that Israeli troops have set fire to parts of the hospital. They've forced medics and patients into the courtyard and asked them to undress, and some have been led away to an unknown location. Now, what do you make of those reports?
All the information we are hearing is deeply concerning. Healthcare must never be a target, and it's very clear in international humanitarian law. It's healthcare workers, hospitals, facilities, ambulances. They are out of bounds.
The Israeli military has said that the hospital serves as a Hamas terrorist stronghold. Now, have you at the WHO been provided with any evidence to support that?
So whenever we send a mission, we go and we look at the health situation. Now, I've not had at any point our healthcare teams come back and say that they've got any concerns beyond the healthcare. But I should say that what we do is look at what the health situation is and what needs to be done. But all we've ever seen going on in that hospital is healthcare.
Your Director General, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, was meters away, he says, from an Israeli strike at the Sana'a International Airport in Yemen recently, in the last day. Could the Director General of the World Health Organization have been killed, do you think, in that attack? How close was he?
He was very close. One of the crew waiting to welcome him onto the plane was severely injured and had to be operated on for hours. He has luckily survived and is recovering.
Did the WHO inform Israeli military that the Director General was at the airport?
All member states are informed. This was a high-level UN mission. He was actually leading a UN mission to negotiate the release of over 50 humanitarian workers who've been detained for more than 6 months.
Would the Israeli military have known then that the Director General was there at that time?
Everybody should know, because he was tweeting about his visits and what he was doing. So it was no secret.
And I suppose one of the questions is that it's been the deadliest year for aid workers, 2024, that there's ever been. And if the Director General of the World Health Organization isn't safe, then who is?
It's a very good point. Nobody is. There are clear laws, there are clear rules, and they have not been respected in 2024 at all. As you say, we've lost huge numbers of humanitarian workers, lost huge numbers of journalists. We've lost huge numbers of people simply doing their job. And while conflict has been going on, but there's been no respect, just putting press on your back, putting UN on your car does not seem to be, and being a health worker, just there to save lives, puts your life at risk. So indeed, what I'd really like to see is that 2025 be a year when we re-respect humanitarian law and the best things about being human, not the worst things.